Community building is not just about creating the space and letting them be and thinking that the employees will figure out a way to interact, have fun together, bond, and do exercises together. Community building is something that you need to put effort and energy into.
In present times, both employers and employees recognize the value of having hybrid office workspaces. Hi, I'm Khyati from Bristol Furniture, and in this episode of Reframe, we speak to entrepreneur and flex workspace expert, Ms. Meenal Sinha. So let's hear this insightful conversation between Ms. Meenal and architect Sibani from Blend. Enjoy.
Hi, Meenal. How are you doing?
Very
good to see you after
Same
such
here.
a long time, actually. And it's nice that we've actually been in touch, right? I can't
Yes.
forget your beautiful hair.
Thank you.
That's so much a part of your identity. And although we haven't really met in so much time, well, how's it been managing a husband and a young adult about to get into the workforce now?
Having a 21-year-old at home,
Okay.
I know that the generation feels that they form and they actually are able to form, really great and lifelong bonds, even with online friends. However, the meeting physically somebody in person, talking to them, working together with somebody, working together on common goals, common deadlines, the pressure, learning from each other, how each individual is, dealing with that kind of pressure, what kind of techniques are they using. That learning is not possible online, unfortunately. And also when you really see an office environment, without people really training you or, having sessions with you, when you see your peers, your managers, your leaders at work, the life lessons that you learn,
Right.
I think there is just no comparison to that.
However, is something being done about that?
Yes, a lot is being done about that, and I strongly advocate the solution, which is hybrid working.
A small disclaimer here, I do, work from home a lot myself, and I do hybrid work a lot. But, this whole exercise of working in the office as well as working from home can be rather daunting for the employees, right? Because they get used to a certain comfort, then the next day they have to figure out, ways to get to the office, what food will they eat, and all of that kind of affects them. So is there some balance that one has actually figured out? Like, do organizations recommend some kind of balance here?
So see, there are organizations, like I said, based on their DNA, their user groups, the roles, and the different teams that they have. They have rules like you can work from an office only twice a week.
Right.
We don't want you in office premises more than twice a week. They use a completely result-oriented approach.
Also, a lot that one size does not really fit all,
It
right?
doesn't, totally.
It cannot, because like
Cannot.
in a city where there is much more space at home.
Let's just take our country. Forget our country. Let's just take one of the cities like
Cities.
Mumbai.
Yeah,
People live in really small houses.
true.
It is not convenient for them to work from home. They are dying to get out. They are saying, just give me a place where I can, focus on my work. Productivity increases. Employees' mental wellness quotient improves because, they are able to find that balance between work and home.
Right.
You are at work and after that you are going home. So you are clear that, work day has ended and now I can take care of myself, my needs, my family's needs.
I think the employees have also realized that they have certain rights today, right?
Yes.
And then they're speaking up. We do a lot of these focus group, discussions and all of that to kind of find out what organizations are doing. The demands that employees actually come up with is quite impressive, I would say, considering from where we come, that background of shortages and, insecurities.
Sometimes I do feel the younger generation is taking a bit too far. Don't hold me accountable, but do everything that I want. But organizations are waking up. it is becoming a more employee-centric world, and there are HR teams who are focusing on learning and on ensuring that the employee needs are taken care of. Not only their results are being monitored, but their wellness and their happiness quotient is also being worked upon.
Well, it is said that happy people are more productive, right? When are you most productive? We have this section called Rapid Fire.
Oh.
It's actually the fun section. You don't have to think much about
We're
the
missing
topic.
the coffee.
Yeah, here we are. So here goes. When are you most productive?
When I'm asleep.
Wow.
Okay, okay, jokes apart. Jokes apart. But if we do not get our full sleep, we are not going to be productive for the rest of the day or the week. Let's face it. So that sleep is just so important. And actually, there are ideas which whether they're dreams or just thoughts because of your work. There are ideas that come while you are asleep.
Yeah, I wasn't expecting this answer, but yes, you do make a lot of sense. Are you in the profession you dreamed of when you were a child?
So actually, truly, I don't remember what is the profession I dreamed of when I was a child. But I do know in my growing up years, when I was in school and college, I wanted to be in advertising, and I did do that for the first 12 years of my career. And then I think by a lucky happenstance, I entered the shared workspace, business center industry, serviced office. At that time, the term co-working wasn't coined, and I'm so glad I'm in this industry now.
That's good to hear. Would your 12-year-old self think you're cool today?
Oh, totally. Man, have you looked at me? I rock.
Yeah, you do. I think, an expert like you have seen a lot of changes in the way offices have been designed, right from those cubicle farms that we used to have to, a lot of community spaces and things like that. And I think that has come a lot from the co-working background, right? That backdrop. However, in co-workings, I think what I've noticed is it started out as a community and went on to become a workplace, right? Whereas offices are trying to replicate.
Community building is not just about creating the space and letting them be and thinking that the employees will figure out a way to interact, have fun together, bond, and do exercises together. Community building is something that you need to put effort and energy into in devising various programs of what kind of teams like which kind of activities. So when you say co-working spaces do a lot of community building, they actually take feedback from the end users as well as the organizations. What are the organization's goals? What can we do to make the end users, the employees, feel more motivated to come to this workspace on a daily basis? How can we get different teams from different enterprises or different startups work together? Are there maybe hackathons that we need to organize, or do we need to get them to share a meal together from different organizations? Have games together. So there are a lot of team engagement activities that organizations do these days, right? But it is not necessary that you only do cricket matches and you only go to an offsite where you do all the rope climbing and mountain climbing things and valley crossing. It can happen on a day-to-day basis. You have to create the kind of spaces. For example, the coffee point conversations. You create a larger space around it so people come, people meet, they will say hello, and they will discuss. One thing leads to another.
Diversity and inclusion today. There's one silent, category which really doesn't get much attention. People whose disabilities are not visible. What is being done in the organization? Have you heard of policies or things that are being done to include everyone, the entire diversity, and especially in a country like ours, it is, I think, a very important topic, right?
Yes, and that's a subject that is very close to my heart, so thanks for asking. So yes, organizations are taking steps for diversity and inclusion and all kinds, but I don't think we are doing enough. I think society as a whole needs a lot more education to basically understand what all is required.
Right.
You know, there is stuff that should be a no-brainer. Nobody should have to even think while designing spaces. It should just come automatically because it's the norm. Sensitization your employees and the entire organization is important, because there are employees and people around us who genuinely might not just understand what is needed.
Right.
You know, because their upbringing has been so different.
There's so much of a stigma in our country, and maybe across the globe, you know, where people actually hide such, people with disabilities.
Yes, yes, it is across the globe, and people just need to understand. And you know, like if you've been brought up in a culture where you are told there are just two genders and everybody else is an anomaly, you grow up thinking that, right? So sensitization is very important, along with the awareness programs. Web series and all, but I just can't ever get enough of that.
Great answers. Thanks.